Hello, I'm Dr. Erin Stevenson. I'm the Program Director for the Bachelor's in Social Work degree at Eastern Kentucky University. This is our program admissions orientation video. We require everyone to go through orientation before they complete the online application for the Professional Social Work program at EKU. I'm going to walk you through some of the essential information that you need in order to access that online application and to successfully complete all the steps that are involved. So I will share my screen with you and we will get started. Okay. So we are excited that you're interested in the social work program at EKU. We want you to know that the Department of Social Work is committed to creating an environment that is understanding of and respectful of all different cultures, social and human diversity. And this commitment is borne out, you'll notice it in our curriculum content, our admissions criteria, our program-sponsored events, hiring practices, field placement, and community and social action. Therefore, our program will not discriminate on the basis of anything, including race, color, religion, creed, sex, gender, identity, ethnic or national origin, sexual orientation, disability, or age. The purpose of the social work program admissions process is twofold. We want to make sure that students have reached a minimum level of competence, which allows for continued academic success. And we want to ascertain any obstacles that might hinder your success as a beginning social work professional. By including this admissions process, we're also ensuring that we meet the Council on Social Work Education's requirements and make sure that we are continuing to follow their standards for a professional program. What is the criteria for admission to the social work program? We have 4 major categories here. The first is you must have earned 32 semester hours of college credit. You need to have completed all your required general education courses. You need a minimum cumulative GPA of 2.5, and you need to have completed a set of required college courses with a C or higher grade in each course. And these courses are Introductory Sociology, Introduction to Psychology, Introduction to Social Work, and English 101 and 102. Now, there are circumstances in which a student may be in one of those final courses, the general education courses, or completing one of these required courses. And with your advisor's approval, you can go ahead and apply, but you have to already have a GPA of 2.5 and 32 credit hours before your advisor can approve you for conditional admittance to the program. So you want to talk with your advisor to clarify if you're ready to apply for admissions. So you can get this approval from your advisor either by email or talking to them, but you do want to make sure that you verify that you're eligible for the admissions process. You will use the name of this advisor when you complete the online application process, and you'll put in who approved you to complete the application. The online program admissions application is everything is completed online. It's great. So after you have completed this orientation, we'll send you a link. We'll send you information similar to what you're seeing in the slides. We'll have an application handbook, and we'll send you the link to be able to access our admissions application. There is a set of required information. We want to make sure you're ready to complete the online application. So you want to make sure you have your general and academic information ready, the name of the advisor that verified you meet qualifications to apply. You want to be able to verify that you've completed the courses that are required with a C or higher grade. You'll need your admissions essay, which I'll talk about more in a minute. You'll need 2 personal recommendation letters. You'll need an electronically signed consent form and a copy of your class history, which shows kind of like your unofficial transcript at EKU. You'll complete an online agreement to adhere to the Social Work Code of Ethics. And we'd like a recent Head and Shoulders photograph that we can use to help identify you in our process. If you're a transfer student, we do need a couple extra things from you, particularly those of you who took Social Work 210 or the equivalent, which is Introduction to Social Work, at another school other than EKU. So we need that information to show that you've completed that course. And we also need one of the essential parts of our Introduction to Social Work course, which is the volunteer experience. So if you are one of those people that needs to complete that information, reach out, let us know. I will give you that volunteer packet and you can complete that information and upload that with your online application. You'll also want to check if there's any information that is omitted from the My EKU DegreeWorks class history. For some reason, there are classes you took that are not showing up, and they are social work classes or classes that are essential to your application. You want to make sure you include information about that as well. Most of them will typically have been transferred in and show up on your class history, but just double check. So what are the outcomes from the admissions process? After you've completed your application, we will review those applications to make sure that all the steps have been followed, and our faculty will review your admissions essay. We won't know who wrote the essays. We do a blind review, but we will review all of those and see if those meet the criteria that I'll show you. The full admissions is our first status outcome. That means you met all the criteria and you're fully accepted into the social work program. You could have conditional admittance, which means you didn't complete all the requirements. Maybe you're missing a recommendation letter, or maybe you forgot to include one element in your class history. We don't know. But we will send you a letter that tells you you have conditional admittance, and we'll give you the criteria of the missing items. And you're responsible for getting that information to us so that you can move into the full admission status. And then the third criteria would be denial of admissions. And this is often because the essay was not completed correctly, or there are some major missing elements in your application. And so at this point, you will get a letter again that will contain information regarding the reason for the denial of admission and what you need to do for the appeals process if you want to appeal this, or if you're interested in applying again. Students can apply up to 2 times to the BSW program, but reach out to me if you have denial of admission and we can talk through what's going on there. So obtaining recommendation letters, you may have had to do this in the past for a job, you may not have, but we do require 2 personal recommendations for your application. You want to ask people that know you well and who can give you a positive recommendation. You are not allowed to ask social work faculty or family members. So think of other people that know you well, such as maybe your employer, maybe a mentor that you had in high school, maybe a high school teacher, perhaps someone at your church or your synagogue, someone that knows you and can provide a recommendation about you. You want to use your EKU email address to be professional with your request, and you'll use an online link that's in the application. So as you get into the application, look for the recommendation section, and you'll put in the information for the people that you are interested in asking for recommendations. We call them recommenders. You'll put in that information and it will be submitted to them through this online link. We will get those recommendations back through the same online link into your application. And then you want to make sure you thank these individuals for taking their time to write you a recommendation. The admissions essay. This is a big part of your application. You want to write your admissions essay following the guidelines very specifically. So first of all, make sure that you respond to the writing prompt. This is the writing prompt listed here, and it will also be in the application packet that we'll send you. So of the NASW social work values, which one resonates the most with you? Describe how you demonstrate this value in your personal life. Explain how this value is demonstrated in the world today. And describe examples from society that represent barriers to that value. So make sure you focus on this writing prompt and don't go off prompt. Don't get too creative. Make sure you just answer what we've asked you to talk about. You want to write a 3 to 4 page essay. This does not count the title page or the reference page, so 3 to 4 content pages. Respond to the provided writing prompt. And make sure the value you choose is defined using the NASW Code of Ethics. Use relevant examples, supported with evidence, and clearly show your understanding of a commitment to social work values on both a personal and societal level. You'll use APA 7th edition format, and your name should not appear on the admissions essay. We blind review your essays, and so we don't know who wrote each essay. We are just reading it to see that you match the content that we required and that you're responding to the prompt in the correct way. We do have reasonable accommodations, of course. You can look through EKU Center for Student Accessibility Services. If you already have those types of accommodations, let us know, and we'll be sure to follow those with you. But there's specific elements that you must have in your admissions essay. It is a pass-fail essay. You need to have these 7 required elements, and then we would like you to have 2 or more of the preferred elements. The required elements include, number 1, identify, define, and cite the value using the NASW Code of Ethics. Number 2, use APA format, including title page, reference page, in-text citations, and page formatting. Number 3, use the appropriate personal example to illustrate value in your life. Number 4, correctly identify the value in society. Number 5, include at least one appropriate barrier present in society to this value. Number 6, your paper should be free of discriminatory and biased language. And number 7, your commitment to social work values should be evident in the examples you provide and in your writing. So those are the 7 required elements. If you don't have one of those 7, your essay will fail. So make sure you get all 7 of those in. Then we also look for at least 2 of these preferred elements. So you would want to have a well-organized essay with section headers, introduction, conclusion. You want to have an essay that's well-edited with limited typos or grammatical issues. You want to have an essay that shows evidence of critical thinking. And you want to write so that it is clear you understand the value in your life and in society, and show your passion for a career in social work. And a student that uses more than one reference, this is also a preferred element. So think about those. You want to focus on the 7 required elements, and then make sure you have at least 2 of the preferred elements in your essay. Remember, you can use the Noel Studio for assistance with the writing, making sure that you're on target, that you're using APA format. Ask a friend to review it. Ask a family member, someone to give you feedback to see if someone else who reads your writing understands it and feels like you have met all the required elements in your essay. So before clicking submit, double, triple check your application. Make sure that you've got all the required sections, you've uploaded all the required information, and you've done this before the due date. Late applications are not accepted. This is a hard and fast deadline. Now that you've completed the admissions orientation and ready to access the online application, we will send that information to you, including the due date for the application and where you can access more information if you need that. Ready to get started? All right, so use the checklist that you'll get in your admissions packet that we'll send to you. It helps you gather the information you needed ahead of time. You want to ask your recommenders to write a letter of support right away. Do that as one of the first things you do as you get started. And then start working on your admissions essay. This takes a while, so go ahead and get started on that. And then make sure you use the online application link to upload all your files. Everyone has 2 weeks in which to complete the online application, including getting the recommendations and writing your essay. So you'll have 2 weeks from the orientation point, and we'll send you that information along with a specific due date so that you know where that is. Contacts for questions. If you have questions, and you might, ask Evelyn Jones, our administrative associate for the social work program. You can ask Kristen Peterson, who is the advisor specifically for our eCampus online students, or you can reach out to me as your program director, and any of us are able to help you and guide you if you have questions. We wish you the best of luck and look forward to looking over your applications